folks, it's the Red, and welcome back to the Crash Bandicoot Huge Adventure No Damage Run. Our first boss awaits, and it's time for Dingodile. And for some odd reason, they decided to put a boss who's well known for his fire attacks underwater. I don't claim to understand how Cortex's logic works, but there you go. Just as well, I don't understand how Dingodile is here in the first place. Did Cortex also shrink him to send him after Crash? Great planning there, I gotta say. Anyway, his attack pattern is pretty simple to follow. He'll shoot these missiles towards these stalactites and then send some of them falling towards Crash, or wherever they happen to be he happens to be standing. Just avoid the missile and then avoid the stalactite as it comes down. Just try to get to the other side so that one doesn't wind up accidentally falling on you. He'll stand in place and one of the stalactites will fall and break his little shield, then you go in and spin him, and repeat the process 2 more times. In between waves, you'll have to answer to these sharks. They're not too hard to deal with. Also, you can swim within these stalactites along the top. They're not spikes, they won't hurt you. You only need to avoid the ones that are falling towards you. On the final phase, you'll have rockets, stalactites, and sharks to avoid, so the boss does everything it can to try and make this as tricky as possible. Gets a little bit of a tight fit around that point. But anyway, one more stalactite falls, and he's done. And for our efforts, we get another familiar power-up, the Super Body Slam. Push R in midair to Super Body Slam. This destroys crates and nearby enemies. Yeah, like before, it does that little shockwave effect that will take out anything nearby. Meddling marsupial! You got lucky this time. My henchmen won't be so easy on you in the future. I mean, you say that, but, you literally could have just, you know, squeezed Crash between your fingers. He's like the size of an ant at this point. I don't really understand Cortex's plan in this whole game, but regardless, Dingodile is done, and so is the first floor of the Warp Room. It's a very easy boss, however, we do still have a couple of outtakes to look at. We'll take a peek at those, and be sure to join us next time as we begin the second Warp Room, and its first level, Snow Crash. See you then! Our first boss fight rates. A rates? What? I rate that a 0 out of 10. For some odd reason, they decided to put a fire-based boss in the water. And for some reason, I got hit by a missile. You spin him, and then we repeat the process again. And then we get chumped in the back.